It might seem strange that as we are getting into the spirit of Lent with our purple colors and somber atmosphere, it might seem strange that we have a gospel showing forth dazzling white and awesome splendor. The Transfiguration is almost a vision of Easter. And maybe that's the point. Because on the way down the mountain, Jesus tells Peter, James, and John not to reveal this event until after the resurrection. And St. Mark tells us that the apostles are perplexed, questioning what rising from the dead meant. Jesus gave them a vision of his glory to come, but they did not know the price he would have to pay to get there. They continue to misunderstand what kind of Messiah this was. But we know, and we know the price he had to pay. That might explain why we have the reading today from the book of Genesis, our first reading. The sacrifice of Isaac by his father Abraham prefigures God the Father offering his son for the sacrifice on the cross. And as Abraham is about to sacrifice Isaac, God intervenes and substitutes a ram, perhaps an act interpreted as a sign of divine disapproval of human sacrifice, which was so prevalent among the pagans in the time of Abraham. But God, however, allows his son to be sacrificed for our salvation. And just as God's voice cried out to Abraham not to lay a hand on the boy, so God's voice declares to Peter, James, and John, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." Now, we may not be on a high mountain now, contemplating setting up tents for Jesus and Moses and Elijah, but we are still in a holy place, no less in the presence of the Lord. And here in this sacred space, we are gathered in his name. And so we know that he is with us too. And we are called to listen to Jesus, especially in the words of the scriptures that are presented to us each week. Jesus offered himself up as a sacrifice, and we are blessed abundantly. And we receive him in the Eucharist, nourishing us in our work to carry out his mission. So Christ's transfiguration at the beginning of Lent becomes an invitation to us to become renewed in our baptism, which has drawn us into a relationship with the Blessed Trinity. The renewal of our baptismal promises can best be accomplished with the three-time-honored discipline of Lent: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Prayer, growing in our relationship with God through the reading of the Bible, through daily Mass, through the Stations of the Cross, through any devotion that we have developed for ourselves during these 40 days. And fasting, not only from food, but also from anything that prevents us and impedes us in our spiritual growth. And almsgiving, sharing what we have with others, especially those most in need. And we have the rice bowl operation that we all participate in the United States during this season of Lent. And so as Peter said to Jesus on the mountaintop, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here." Indeed, we also can say, "Lord, it is good for us to be here as we walk before the Lord in the land of the living."